Item 5, executive communications. Consideration of appointment by Mayor James Diossa of James J. Lombardi III, Wyatt CPA of 7 Legal Farm Road, North Smithfield, Rhode Island. H.A. Joseph Molina Flynn with a term to expire March 29, 2024, as chairperson of the Donald Wyatt Detention Facility Corporation. This is an item continued from the September 23rd meeting.
Thank you. Looking for a motion for the consideration of appointment by Mayor Diossa for James Lombardi III.
So moved.
Moved by Solano, second by Figueroa. Under discussion.
Is there anybody here on behalf of the mayor to explain the rationale for this appointment?
Councilman, the chief of staff who was here last Monday, intended to be here tonight, but fell ill this weekend with whatever illness is going around Rhode Island right now. I volunteered to offer a few words in his stead after speaking with him this morning. In essence, since Mayor Diossa has been mayor, he's made a series of appointments to the board of the facility in the hopes of bringing vitality to a facility that has been swamped in debt. Debt and an insolvency that drove the institution in 2014 to file for receivership in state court. His appointment included Brendan Doherty as chair, former colonel of state police. After that, he appointed a corporate fiscal lawyer, R. Kelly Sheridan, who is involved with the Chamber of Commerce and a number of other business entities. He's actually the chairman of the board. He filed the petition for receivership on behalf of the institution. While the institution was in receivership, the court appointed a receiver named John Savage as the keeper of the facility, so there was no actual board in place at the time. As it came out of the keepership / receivership in 2015, the mayor appointed Luke Gallant to be chair, who was a Woonsocket, on his resume, Woonsocket police captain, Worcester Corrections, as well as Sam's Club, National Security. Luke Gallant resigned at, I don't remember the precise year, maybe 17. And the vice chair at the time was Bud Gardner, who was a former assistant director of the ACI, became the acting chair of the board. He subsequently resigned, and the acting chair became Joseph Gonsalves, who was a Central Falls police officer. And since that time, the board has not had a permanent chair. But as you can see, the mayor has striven to appoint, to appoint a chair who has a fiscal background, a legal background, to try to solve what has been a very difficult problem, which is to deal with this enormous debt at a facility, and a debt that has prevented the facility from making any revenue payments or impact fee payments to the city. Only 2 payments in 10 years. And so the appointment before you is James Lombardi. He's a CPA, former IRS agent, and attorney with experience in both the private sector, the public sector, and treasurer for the city of Providence, internal auditor, chair of the school committee in North Smithfield, and has vast experience in asking tough questions and trying to solve tough problems. I personally worked with Mr. Lombardi when I worked for Mayor Angel Taveras. He was the city council's internal auditor, and was always a person in the room asking the tough questions and trying to find the solutions to the city's very significant fiscal hurricane in 2011, and was part of the solution. And so those were the remarks I was prepared to make on this, and happy to answer any questions that I may know the answer to.
So, thank you. That was a bit more of a timeline really than an explanation about this particular appointment, but I appreciate it. Most of your remarks are about fiscal responsibility, but they don't give us much of an insight into this individual's perspective on criminal justice, on community oversight of a supposed criminal justice facility. And so, do you have or can you speak to this person's particular philosophy about the way that this facility is operating in our city, about its relationship to our community, and about their experience with that?
I apologize for giving you the chronology, but I thought it spoke to the types of people the mayor has historically tried to appoint that either have a background in finance, the law, or corrections. And whether, corrections side, Colonel Doherty, corrections side, Luke Gallant, corrections side, Bud Gardner, finance side, Kelly Sheridan, etc. So, what I would say is that obviously we are in the midst of a federal lawsuit with the bondholders at the Wyatt, and there is hanging over any board appointment by the mayor or consideration of that appointment by the council, the fact that the city is embroiled in the middle of that. And at the center of that dispute has been this intersection of where are the powers of the board vis-a-vis the city, vis-a-vis the bondholders. And in the mayor's judgment, he has decided to appoint for your consideration a chairman who he believes can competently and adequately look at that intersection of very complex interests and do what's right.
Thank you.
Any other questions?
As I can read here, the background of Mr. James Lombardi is extensive, it's great, and it would be great if he was here to take some questions for us. But as I see here, I would like to see if we can move forward and approve this appointment.
Any other discussion? A motion on the table, Madam President. Can we get a roll call vote on the motion? I mean, yeah.
You need a
I'm
motion.
sorry, I don't.
Madam President, the clerk didn't document a motion, and I would also add, I believe there's a motion for consideration, but what would be proper would be a motion to approve or a motion to deny.
Can I get a motion to approve the consideration of appointment?
So move.
Moved by Solano, is there a second? Second by Figueroa. Would you like a roll call? Councilman Acosta.
Present.
Councilman Ferry.
Yes.
Councilman Figueroa.
Yes.
Councilman Silva.
I have to recuse myself because there's a voting no.
Councilman Solano.
Yes.
Councilman Vega.
Present.
Councilman Rodriguez. Motion carries, Madam President. Thank you.